Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. And now that the chapter is out, we got a few things that we need to discuss, including today's topic, which is the future destruction of Konoha and why, given the end of this chapter, which saw Boruto versus Code versus Kawaki being set up, we now have to consider the very real possibility that the destruction we saw during the flash forward sequence of Boruto Part 1 might very well have been the aftermath of the current battle that we're about to see now. To say that is a highly combustible situation is an absolute understatement. This battle of three people as powerful as Boruto, Code, and Kawaki is about as explosive as that one time I placed a metal container inside of a microwave by mistake. Just like that, did not end well. This triple threat match of Boruto versus Code versus Kawaki has potential not to end well either. Just sit there and think about it for a minute. We have not just one person with the Karma Seal, but three people with the Karma Seal, and two of them have a very explosive personality where they can go from level 1 to level 100 in only a matter of a few moments, with those two people being obviously Code and Kawaki. Each of these fighters is now stronger than Ishiki's defective vessel Jigen, who by himself was strong enough to bully Naruto and Sasuke into submission by the end of Boruto episode 204, leaving both near death and revealing after the fact that he was playing around with them, meaning the fight could have ended even faster had he not been playing around. Right now we have Kawaki, who has been waiting very patiently for Boruto to return to the village, and he has every intention of killing him. Kawaki has a fully matured dojutsu in his possession with all 8 spokes of the Dharma wheel, something that Ishiki never had when he was reborn in Jigen's body, which means he very well could be producing more power than the Ishiki who fought Baryon mode Naruto. He's hinted at having more hidden powers in the chapter, meaning there could be more wide-scale jutsu that Boruto does not know about, on top of the potential of Kawaki having placed more chakra rods around various parts of the Hidden Leaf Village with the intention of resizing them on a moment's notice to capture Boruto or force Boruto into a position where he's able to attack him using some other attack. Everything Boruto knows about Kawaki, like the chakra rods and the chakra cubes that get summoned out the Daikokuden dimension, they're going to be used as distractions for Kawaki's true attacks that he's planning to use that Boruto doesn't know about. Kawaki might be someone who has no respect or regard for the way of the shinobi, but he's also someone who at least understands the key principle that shinobi operate under, which is that shinobi use deception. Whatever jutsu that you're currently fixated on, that shinobi likely has another jutsu that's been set up or has already been performed that you're not aware of until it's too late. Kawaki employing some tactics like that with all that pent-up rage and all that frustration alone makes for a very hostile and explosive situation. Kawaki by himself could destroy the village. The two people who he wants to kill the most, Boruto and Code, they're right in front of him. What's blowing up the village in the process of killing the two people he views as a threat to Naruto? What's the problem with the little collateral damage if it means bringing Naruto home to a world where the threats Kawaki's protecting him from, they've all been eliminated? Kawaki already said when he sealed away Naruto that if Naruto wanted to kill him, that he'd allow him to do so. So there wouldn't be any fight should this happen. Kawaki by himself has enough large-scale attacks to destroy the village between that hot temper, that raw power of the Karma Seal, Ishiki's dojutsu, and when you add in the ninja tech inside his body, he's basically a walking nuke, exactly what Shikamaru feared when he brought Boruto and Kawaki into the Hokage office, and he referred to them as being bomb brats. Then you have Code, on top of having a power level that goes beyond Jigen, but below that of Ishiki. Code not only has the claw marks that he can travel to and from and pull people to and from those claw marks and launch attacks out of them, but as we saw in Boruto's anime when Kawaki attacked Code, when Code first started hunting him down and he shot that ninja tech chakra blast at Code, Code can teleport those chakra blasts through his claw marks and redirect them. Similar to how Minato's flying Raijin Gaiden Thunder Jutsu, where Minato combines the flying Raijin to teleport away a massive chakra blast like the Nine Tails Biju Dama that was fired on the night that the Hidden Leaf Village was destroyed by Kurama, and when he teleported away the Ten Tails Biju Dama when he arrived in the 4th Ninja War to save Naruto. Code, just from a defensive perspective, is a major problem for the structure of the Hidden Leaf Village that is remaining, because he would be able to teleport away any attacks fired at him, so buildings and civilians would be hurt. However, when you add in he's got an entire army of thousands of Ten-Tail soldiers, the beings that he calls claw grimes. The village itself can be overrun and destroyed due to the large-scale proxy battles that take place between people like Rock Lee and Mitsuki and Konohamaru. These battles that are coming up have huge potential to lay utter destruction to both the Hidden Leaf Village below the Hokage Monument as well as the Central Business District on top of the Hokage Monument. But that's assuming Code unleashes his entire Ten-Tails army in the process. Finally, we have Boruto, someone who is clearly stronger now. Just because he's had 2 years of being hunted down by Code constantly and likely has been training whenever he can, and likely for the last year that Code wasn't hunting him down, Boruto has a massive power to unleash. But the problem with Boruto is that Boruto has to constantly monster his chakra levels, because if Boruto were a video game character, his health bar, it could be at full power, but if his energy bar drops too low, Momoshiki suddenly takes over, and when Momoshiki takes over, Konoha is in even more danger, because Momoshiki won't hesitate to destroy the village with a nuke attack if it means damaging Kawaki enough to feed him to the Ten-Tails, which albeit will be harder now, given that Code has broken the Ten-Tails up into thousands of soldiers. But it stands to reason that just as Code was able to use his karma and his claw grinds to break them apart and remold them, Momoshiki can also put them back together so that he can feed Kawaki to harvest a chakra fruit. There are so many ways that this battle can go, and I think we all can agree that while it's a battle that could lead to some really amazing fights right off the start of Boruto's time skip, something that we desperately need, it's a battle that if it takes place could destroy the entire village. Think about it. When Naruto saw Ishiki pull up and they began to fight, Naruto's attention immediately got split because his fight with Ishiki was just getting started and chunks of the village were already being destroyed in the process. Now, when you add in something of this magnitude with this many powerful fighters and a raging Ten-Tails army of claw grimes on top of that, the village is destined for destruction unless Boruto or Kawaki teleports them into one of the dimensions that each of them have with their karma seal, either the dimension that Jigen took Naruto to or the dimension that Boruto teleported Ishiki to before the Baryon mode fight. I get the fact that Boruto right now is basically taking a page out of Dragon Ball's book, where either you're going to have to move the fights themselves off the highly populated areas or you're going to have to use extreme control of power output. In that universe, you only need a power level of 10,000 to blow up a planet. So Goku from the Namek saga was a planet buster. Krillin on Namek was a planet buster. But when you see Goku fighting Cell in the Cell games, even though he's now thousands of times stronger than he was before, the ki blasts, they don't blow up the planet when they hit the ground because of how the destructive output is spread out due to the control exerted. Whereas Kid Buu fired a small ki blast at the Earth, he blew the entire planet up because Kid Buu was not controlling the output of its destructive force. He just let it all out. If you go back to when Naruto and Sasuke fought Jigen, notice how they got cocky once they realized that they were about to fight together in a place outside of the village because they no longer had to worry about destroying anything. They just didn't realize they were going to be the ones who got destroyed. Whereas when you look at Naruto when he fought against Delta, Naruto had to restrain himself when he used his Rasen Shuriken. Naruto could not use anything like a Bijudama because it would destroy the village itself. When Naruto used his Rasengan, he was very careful with the output that he was using. Whereas when he used Taijutsu, Naruto, by his own words, went all out with Taijutsu because you can control the destructive output with your attacks through Taijutsu like that. I think we're in a very, very difficult situation for the village just because of this fight. I do believe that if the village was destroyed, it was this fight that did it in the flash forward sequence that we got. It's a very strong candidate. However, there's a nagging gut feeling of mine that says this battle is going to be moved to another location so that the main combatants are able to fight at full power and fight on a larger scale. Though it is worth noting, Ikimoto did say years ago he prefers the fights in Naruto Part 1 opposed to the fights in Naruto Part 2, where the fights got way more large scale. So we could see the same trend from Boruto Part 1 continue. That being said, I am so curious to see how you guys see this battle turning out. While you think that over, click here to watch the Boruto chapter review if you haven't already.